Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Base Invaders. This is NA, this is 10 Mans, and is brought to you today by the good folks over at Rusty Pot. I'm Kaz, I'm back, I live, I exist. And today I am joined by two of the very best casters we've got to offer, Kaileyca and BlastRites. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you all doing?
Fantastic.
I'm
Good
doing
to
very
hear.
well, thank you. I'm so glad you're here, Kaz. We would love to hear your voice, even though we're not going to hear a lot of it today, because you got to take care of that precious, precious, precious voice.
Yeah.
We have what? We have 15 teams. We got 15 teams at 10. We got 150 players potentially on this map. The NA. How did the NA go? Does anybody know really? Was that a good event?
The EU?
The EU.
EU.
Yeah, it's hard. I know it's not easy, this casting lock. No, EU was a great event. There was a lot of PvP though. Like the raids, there were some really big raids as well, but the PvP was where it was at. Huge PvP scores, and already we have just started the attack phase, and you can see here, GOP's base looking a bit wonky, and already Team Fast trying to get some angles on it.
Maybe scoping them out, seeing, or they're hearing gunshots and they're like, let's give it a shot.
So
Or-
interesting that they have this heli here. Like, why? You don't see this often in the attack phase. So they obviously see some kind of fault in this base that we're looking at to take advantage of right now.
Yes, definitely. I mean, it's
Roof.
yeah, pretty open roof. They can have access to. There is no shooting floor, and if they can stop them from building, they could easily take this as a raid.
Well, thank God they saved that heli, because they will have a way to get out. This is a one life, though. You know, they're playing their one life to the best they can, so they can get those scores. And whose base are we on? I can't really see whose base this is.
So this is GOP. And see, Panda, Awaken and Mary all inside there, but the roof itself... Oh, door's opening. It's a brave move.
Oh, they were able to close it.
That's something.
That is something.
So the problem now is just because they're so open on the outside, the core's at least there and they can upgrade the core from the inside, but how many materials have they got because the furnaces are outside? And, you know, they've just got clapped opening their door for a peek. If they could chip away, just peek, shoot, maybe they can reclaim it, but at the point they're at now, they need someone else to try and raid them as well to probably defend them.
Yeah, they seem pretty isolated.
Very aggressive move, very early on, very interesting. Oh, and we might be leaving.
They may leave just a couple people, or they're just moving the thing out to maybe give some bags to people. That might be a good idea.
Yeah, Ian did mention earlier in the EU event, you know, Sicko Mode had some really good plays, really aggressive, so doesn't surprise me that going in hard again today for the NA session. Just looking at Twitch chat as well, hello to all you lovely people in there. Do appreciate everyone coming on to watch. Tell your friends, bring some more people in.
We always have a good time here. Even if we can't pronounce any of their names.
So this attack phase in this strategy right now, they seem to be holding this base, really stopping them. You know, is it a good move? Questionable. They're going to make sure these guys don't progress. Maybe they'll get the 40 points for the TC. It is a big gamble because in the attack phase, and on 10 man especially, there's a lot of PvP points to be had.
Yeah, and them isolating themselves. I mean, it's pretty much only any action they can get from the owners of the space would be the only points they would get, because nobody else is over in this area to counter them at the moment or even give them more PvP kills. It looks like they made it a little bit farther in.
Love a sneak peek. Oh, wow.
Open. Oh my god.
No. And you'll notice as well, stone frame. Like, they're in the belly of the base.
Oh, now they just have to wait for them to open those doors.
So you've got garage door, double door, and an armored door. That's an easy raid.
Oh, that's sad. Sad for these guys not going to be able to finish that base and put up more doors, but That's why you have to use your time wisely in that grace period, which is what, 30 minutes?
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah, to get all that, all the building done and at least secure it. I mean, most people you see, they're still working on their roof and the shooting floor maybe, but they at least have the body of the base secured to stop this.
Well, we're over here outside KFC Wings base. There's a lot of firing going on here. Helicopter. That's a brave move. Let's go see who's in that. Oh, it's done toxic.
Oh my gosh. And he's done.
That helicopter got destroyed faster than that player. That was amazing on that gunfire.
But, so you look at the proximity, and it was something we had in the EU as well. Rent-free, build big bases in 10 mans. Bedelagi built in a really bad spot in EU, and they've moved themselves into a good position. And KFC Wing, again, another big base. You've got people there like Eclipse and Within. These guys just love to shoot and will have stacks of ammo for years. Not even days, years. These guys will be so tooled up. And particularly with the attack heli sat as KFC's base. DF and Sweat leading the table, but again, 15 points here. Suddenly puts them into the top few as well. Suddenly keeps it competitive, so interesting to see how aggressive they'll play.
I'm looking at Rent-Free's base, and you don't see this often. You see it in normal Rust, like D&D, we do the wide gaps. You see this, like, is it any benefit when you're actually in a base invader? It's debatable. Yes, you get a little more better angles with shooting, but that's a lot of work. So their builder put in a lot of time in this base.
Yeah. They were eliminated in EU. They got hit from 3 sides, unfortunately. So the base, it took a beating, but yeah, just it struggled with that much intensity. You know, whereas some of the teams like, let's say we had V-Pops and we had Monkey's base, you know, they were quite compartmentalized, very hard to, you know, you can't breach straight to core. You had to go through tons of walls to get into the central.
Looks like Celestial's going to move in and go grab some of those crates that have just gone out and give them more points, move them up the leaderboard.
Yeah, that's a great grab. Now, the way the heli crate works in this, you don't get points for downing it. Downing it is just strategic. The closer to your base, you know, where you're positioned, so on and so forth. But those crates, just touching them is 5 points apiece. So that's the real gain in all that.
Minor correction, actually, it's 3 points on the heli crates.
Oh, 3 points! Oh my gosh. Wait, really?
Yeah, it used to be 5 on the Bradley, and they changed that to 3 too. So it's 9 points from the tank, 15 from the helicopter.
My apologies. I'm in training. This is my I'm only a couple weeks in. Don't know what I apologize.
In fairness, Base Invaders has changed the points for the tank and the heli so often that, yeah, not at all surprising that anyone would get confused. I said the tank still gave 15 points as well last week. It doesn't. So, there you have it. I got told.
We all get told at one point or another. And so they're giving their guy plenty of coverage, keeping the other teams from coming in and trying to counter and get some of those points. So I'm pretty sure they've secured that area. So, I mean, you think about these three teams right next to each other. That's 30 people in this one area. And these gunfires are going to get crazy.
Oh. Back in the middle, because we've got Sweat, Bedelagi, Rent-Free, and KFC Wings. Then we go north, and we get 13 and Fass. Very close by. Again, Fass have the high ground too, so that's going to be horrible for them. Moving into the snow, we've got Flossie going to war with DFDF, which is TM Geeks team. They're top of the table, but they've got a stone base.
Oh, no. This never turns out well.
Yeah, well, they wouldn't. They were doing so well in EU as Team Monkey. I don't get why they've had to build stone here, which makes me think maybe they've just got beaten to the materials. But even if they can get the points for attack phase, they're not living through raid phase of stone.
See, and that's the question, those wide gaps. And again, you know, I'm going back to and I'm seeing it. They are expensive. Those frames cost you as much as a wall. So you're potentially just putting the same thing. Is it beneficial in base phase? I really don't think so. I think you're better off using that as a wall and getting you, you know, so many X places that the TC could potentially be.
Yeah. And I mean, those wide gaps work. Ooh. That
was
a
an
lot of ammo.
interesting dance. they had a little shuffle.
Yeah, the worst part is they were both Team Flossie. They shot each other trying to find Geek, and Geek came around the corner and was like, "Ha, I'm here." So you can see why DFDF are getting points, because Flossie keep attacking each other, not the enemy. But
it's like, hey guys, this isn't hardcore Rust. You do have Team UI. You can go ahead and you know who your teammate is.
So just so people know that when you're watching and you're playing this, there is no like friendly fire. So like you cannot hurt your actual teammates when shooting or raiding with rockets. Incense do still burn. So anything with fire will burn a teammate though.
He's got decent angles. I'm just waiting for somebody to come up this side. It's still fairly open.
We have so much movement, and that's the thing on 10.
Wow. So, that's what's throwing me. It's not our words. It's not DFDF's base. It's our words base.
Oh. Okay. Well, these are the guys.
What they are.
Yeah, they were up north, I think, by themselves. So I guess they've decided to actually try to interact more with the other teams, which is, I think it was, what, 2 weeks ago? But they were taken out fairly quickly once a team actually came up to them. I think they rebuffed one team, but I hadn't had a good look inside their base. I mean, that's... I don't know.
So I'm gonna throw some critique. I'm usually the positive one. That's what we'll say here. Well, yeah. Okay. This is 10 mans. You have an abundance of players. The bases get bigger. The amount of resources you need, the kits, everything, you need more. But on 10 mans, I expect these bases to be farther where they are right now. People seem to be very behind this week. I don't know if they're messing around, what they're actually, but team comp and organization and making sure everybody's on task is really showing. There's a lot of people in a lot of people's bases right now. That's not usual.
And we see that DFDF space built exactly the same way that Monkeys built it in EU. They've changed the name, but the same team. Huge chunk of base. They'll be one of the top teams today. They're already in first place. Fantastic. Flossie next door, again, built their base nice and big. Give it a quick zoom in there, you can see. Fully stacked, roof's ready, got a scrappy, all the doors and beds and everything, furnaces, all singing, all dancing. And then in the middle, you've got rewards, just, they're struggling. And it comes back to a point that Inflict made in EU as well, was when you've got so many spaces around the map to go, why build next to two of the biggest teams in the tournament? They've spread out more. You've got airfield and power plants around the site as well that got nobody really around there. Water treatment too. Just, pick a spot. If you think they're going to be there, take a delay. Think, you know what, we'll reposition. Because we're halfway through attack phase, and they're in 12th place on 2 points. If they get more than 5 or 10, I'll be very surprised.
No.
And this is the struggle with the Base Invaders map. This is a constant worry. You need these monuments to facilitate these teams in getting the resources they need. So you need X amount of monuments. The smaller and the more condensed they make the map, the less monuments that you can have spawn, no matter how custom created it is. So it's been a really tough struggle, and they've been trying to balance this more and more.
Nice little firefight between Alt and not sure what the name is. Hog Riders?
Yep, Hog Riders. You can tell we're playing N8.
We have our own little MC here. I mean, they're using the walls and the terrain to their advantage, but Alt seems to be able to move closer and closer to them.
Yeah, just keeping them nicely at bay. Not as many walls as I thought there would be around here. And just have a quick look at Alt space. It's a little bit scuffed. It's a little bit small. It's a bit of a normal style BI base that we'd see, in like a 7-man, 6-man event. So, I mean, if Hog Riders are anything about them, I think they'll probably pan this about quite quickly. But
yeah,
Alt, at least it's built. At least it's built.
It is
right?
metaled up. That is an improvement other than other bases we've seen.
we're on a delay, but I've checked the link for the Discord in chat. If you guys want to come, if you're watching, you need to play this. This is fun. This is a lot of fun. You can come, bring your friends. You don't even need to have any experience whatsoever in Base Invaders. You just sign up and come, you know, build a massive base. Just build it. That's all I got to say right now. That's the only tip I can give you. Build it. Don't have a base people can jump in like this right now. It's not good. Not good.
No, go on the build servers, try to practice, get it done quickly. I think that's probably the highest one. And then making sure your team is actually getting the ingredients and the materials that you need to strengthen it.
What is this?
I don't like it.
What is it?
I don't like it.
Huh. That's...
I mean, it's cozy, I guess.
Yeah.
No, that's... and again, it's no. You're out in the middle of nowhere. Somebody's going to look for an easy base. They're coming for you. The same way that, you know, because they're not... Just, yeah. Reward are going out early. The heli actually went out in the sea, and Fast have got that excellent take.
Very nice. And the water puts out the fire. Easy 15 points.
So camera work doesn't change between the camera under the water or over it, unfortunately. But you can see Joker just kitting up with my floating body behind him. And crates down below. If the helicopter does hit the water, instantly puts the fires out, as you might imagine. That's the way that water and fire work. So Fast put themselves into second place now, 89 points. And yeah, they're keeping in touch at least with DFDF, even if they're not able to catch them that quickly. But the next closest team, though, is Twat on 51. So, you know, just shows the levels these two teams really have got above the others, you know, as a gulf of point scoring.
So he's probably died numerous times trying to get these points as well, because there is no dive tanks. All that stuff that's unnecessary in BI does not exist. So he has to dive and literally die in the process and trying to get this. So, you know, it's good to see him putting in some work.
Yeah, look at him go. I'm really hoping there's going to be a bit on camera when he just drowns.
He's struggling.
Oh, he
made
it. Oh, wow, look at
He's
the
like, the loot's not even worth it.
27 HP, that's a quick turnaround. Luckily, the cold doesn't affect either, because otherwise Joker would have died. But we're not that mean in base, so I just put the cold on as well.
Oh, that would be horrible to play this game on cold.
Yeah, so let's have a quick look over at GOP's base again, or GoP, as they might be called. KFC wings are here now as well. Ooh.
I'm sorry, Kaz, you had to what?
I had to go pee.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you.
Love it when they do that. The teams, they just know how to make it fun. So it looks like they were able to at least put some doors on.
Which is,
oh no, at least or close a garage door.
All we could ask for, and you can see Fass back as well, you know, trying to take the spot a second time round. But this is what I meant about GoP's defense, you know. How did they get rid of Fass? Somebody else has to come in. KFC Wings, is that somebody else?
Yeah, it's Fass.
I know it's not relevant. Can I tell you KFC wings are my least favorite of all the KFC things? Like, I mean, I love a drumstick. I love the wings.
I don't think of wings when I go to KFC, so...
No!
I don't blame you.
I feel like when you get a lot of wings, the person didn't like that was serving you. They're like, man, we're going to give you the crappiest part of it, you know?
I mean,
there's a couple of
seems we're digressing. Oh, who's that? I don't know, but they're dead. Let's check. Let's inspect the body. Who was it? Botinator. Botinator, whatever. Nice flying.
Yeah. He gave the other team a heli if they can possibly get that off the roof, which I don't know. I guess it depends on the skills of pilots.
I would not want to be as scrappy today. They have been abused galore.
Ooh, and taken out.
This is a wee bit of a little massacre right here.
Yeah, they're defending a bit better than they were before. Which is,
GOP is trying.
Oh, not famous last words.
Yeah, they're at least pushing back now. Before they did a little bit of defense and then they, I guess, regrouped down at the bottom.
Yep.
Get them with numbers. Oh. Oh, the heli is blocking the door.
Yeah, it's not going well here.
Oh.
I think the best place to hold is use this little jump down as a bait point, a choke point, because the mini, like you say, is blocking the doorway, unfortunately. But they've got a great kill spot on this. Second someone comes in, there you go.
Yeah, and whoever the builder is, like, while this is happening, needs to start putting up doors and more barriers between these attackers.
You can easily get a door frame in here. In worst case, bring a garage door down.
Yeah, it's like get it done quick, while your teammates are actually like holding them off. That's a lot of dead bodies.
It's also a bunch of people who can't jump.
Oh boy, do I know them. I know that life well.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not one to judge because I am a trash player, but...
And that's why we have you casting.
Those who can play, those who can't cast.
Right.
We have BlastRites coming in.
Ian's in the chat. Ian's wanting us to say BlastRites. He thinks he's smart today. Look at him.
And they're coming in. So we have... I don't know. Did they push back the other team all the way? The KFC off of their base?
Yeah, so KFC, if we're looking really inside, KFC have been pushed out for fast.
Okay.
What do you say, fast? They're back on top now on the roof. But yeah, BlastRites trying. Jomius decides to kill most of their team on his own. And we've got just under 8 minutes to go. BlastRites actually have got a raid base operation going up, so you can see the Rustoria boxes, nice and shiny, the beds, nice and comfy. A bear, they brought a bear.
I mean, war bears. They're top in the game.
Yeah.
Listen, BlastRites, I must say, I watched them the last few weeks. They're an aggressive team. When they put something in their sights, they're usually pretty good at the attack. We don't see that in the points in the attack phase. They're pretty low in the numbers, but maybe we'll see some shift coming into that raid phase.
Yeah, well, they were just wiped out by FAS. And there's only one player left. I mean, they do have all these bags, but if they had just placed them, and they're out.
Yep. And that cowboy's gone.
Very nice cleanup by FAS.
Beautifully done. And attack heli in the distance. So I'm going to try and find attack heli. Just a quick check over here that Bradley has gone down recently. You can see Twet. That's a horrible name. Fuck you. Twet on the roof is taking Bradley. And there you go, rent free. In the tree line. So first one went to KFC Wings, second one went in the water to FAS. Now we've got one in the forest. Potentially for KFC Wings again if they're lucky, but Imagine.
I'm using the trees as cover. Not getting much movement though. He's stuck behind that wall.
Yep. Because you can see FAS behind Joker has killed 17.
He's been all over the place. He's like, I went and got heli. Now I'm just driving along.
That's what Joker does. We had Alita do it earlier in EU. Just went on a bit of a mission. So, okay, you do you.
Well, that's the great thing about the 10-mans is you aren't that needed, I guess. I mean, as long as you have a core group that are strong PvP, one or two of them can slip off and go either be a rat in somebody's base or go scope out the next target or go kill Bradley while everybody else is trying to raid each other.
Yeah. Well, here's my favourite player. Anyone want to take a bash at that name?
I'm not even going to try.
That's K.
KTO.
Oh.
Ooh. We can
Kaileyca
call him dead now.
Yeah, we can call him dead. Kaileyca goes down. Double headshot from the roof from Krendek. I think it's Krendek. in the shooting fort, but it might have just been the angry face on the roof. You can see not a pushover team either. Concerned, they've got sack, but Within says, "Go up, go away." Let's have a quick look up here.
What is this team? Okay, so we know this team. They just renamed themselves.
Yeah, we know this team.
Yes. What is that name? You're going to be called Twit for the rest of the...
I was going to call them Twit. Their twits are... yeah.
Yep. It's the life of the caster. It's really difficult to say. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
So, 4 minutes to go. The KFC Wings Fort is looking pretty chonker. And I did actually get to say, I was going to say, speaking of KFC, my choice at the moment, they've got sweet chili bites. They're very nice. And if you want, sponsor us. Give us money. Just pay our prize pool.
I mean, you can go to Rusty Pot, do a little bit of gambling, have some fun. Then we get KFC, have something to eat. Then we just need a drink company, Pepsi. Let's go.
Have the trifecta.
Yep.
Right?
Your evenings with Base Invaders. There we do it.
Pyrokene's up on the roof, trying to just get PvP points wherever he can, but the distance is a little much for him, I think.
KFC Wings all over the hillside. Mamacito. Brave move, no helmet. Because these guys know... There you go.
Yep.
They know how to crunch.
Just like that.
But we're in the last 3 minutes. There's only 13 points difference between Fast and DFDF. And they obviously Fast did jump them, so just goes to show how many PvP points are going on at the moment. The helicopter, some of these crates are ready. They might have been taken, but I'm not seeing anyone's numbers really having jumped up yet, so...
We have the... I'm just gonna twit.
The Twit.
Are trying to... The Twits are trying to go and push KFC for it, but I don't know... They seem a little hesitant. Or smart. Guess it depends on how you look at it.
Crandex fan with him. And solo. KFC are
nice.
Pulling out that. And so it really doesn't help we're in the middle of all the trees. But yeah. The crates are out now, so if they haven't been claimed already, these are ready for the taking.
There is a lot of AKs dying today. That's all I know. There's a lot of death happening to these AKs. There's a lot of shots fired. This is really good. This has been a lot of PvP, but that's the thing in 10s. 10s, you need more shooters. This is a lot of points, as you can see on the point board. We're at 149, and we haven't even started the raid phase.
And whoever wins raid attack phase gets 10 points as well, so it's going to even jump higher. Animeshka there, cleaning up points from crates. That's what you wanted to see. The Twits are starting to get them.
Yeah, getting a few more points up there. They held that really strong. KFC did try to push them a little bit, but nice points.
Not bad at all. Alright, let's have a quick check elsewhere. Because Flossie and DFDF still griefing onto reward. And so is our server FPS, to be fair. Giving it a second. Sorry if there's any jolting around, because obviously we've got 10s on the teams. The amount of fire rate does slow the server down a little bit, so you'll see it improve as the event goes on.
30 seconds left until raid phase begins, and hopefully we will be hearing a lot of boom rather than just the AKs. One can hope, anyways.
Well, let's do our predictions just before it kicks in then. Who do we think is going to win today?
Huh. I think... Well, KF's, no. I don't know. This is hard. I think Flossie could possibly work it out, but also DFDF is their name. Really good group of players. Consistently here week in and week out, even if they're not always on the same team. So I'd probably throw my money with them if they can hold off any raids that may come their way.
So I think DFDF potentially can win. Now here's where they're gonna possibly fail. Depending on which base they choose, they have a tendency to tunnel. They could get stuck in, tied up, and they're going to go behind in points. And you're going to see somebody come in from behind them. That's always their biggest challenge. My wild card, who I think has the potential, depending on what happens, even though they are way down, believe it or not, is Betolagi. If they have a bunch of raiders on that team. They know how to raid. If they quickly start grabbing TCs, but they'd have to do a lot of work. So it's a completely long shot. Call that one.
Artsy solos of the cleanup. I'm going to go for FAS. I think the DFDF did really well in EU and they just fell short. They got multi-raid at the end. I don't think it's going to be the case today for DFDF in NA. I think they're going to, like say, tunnel on the wrong target. They'll come close second. But I think FAS are going to take it. That said, though, look at Alita go.
He's like, nope, I want this raid. Thank you very much. Ooh.
Again, was expecting the raid to really kick off quite quickly here, and yet we haven't seen GOP and our reward have gone though. Actually, yeah. What was the announcement of that?
I did not see it. I was just looking myself.
Because it's showing they've gone, but they're still in here. They're all playing here. That's strange. Right then. So yeah, apologies for that. Then that has not announced in the server because it would have done. So we'll have a quick peek in here just to show you what happened downstairs. Oh, there you go. There's the elimination for reward. Is that the ground floor? No, there we go. Go a bit further down. There was TC. So it was in one of the two rooms we said it was going to be in.
Yeah, not a strong base. Probably didn't have any doors up or they were open.
Yeah. So FAS. Just trying to liberate that door and the mini there. Because minis are quite a little to get hold of today. But we do see GOP players still in it. So I'm confused as to why GOP players are in it. Maybe something's gone wrong in the server then. Because that's strange. There you go. It's starting to see some people disconnect now. But again, obviously admins will be on hand. So I say we'll be able to check in the Discord just to see what's going on. But we can confirm GOP and our reward. Or GOP if you want to be fun. They have both been eliminated. So we're down to 11 already.
Dropping the numbers fast. But that's what those early scouts, and that's why it's so important to build your base strong to prevent those people in attack phase from just tunneling into your base and before you get it completely sealed off and then staying there and preventing you from upgrading. And then all they need is one person to bring over some rockets and they usually can get in really quick.
Do you know what I want to see today? I want to see something I've never seen. And maybe it's happened. Kaz would know more so than me. But wouldn't it be so cool if it came down and this event ended early because there was a last man standing team? Wouldn't that be cool?
I have said repeatedly, that is my dream. I want that to happen.
Maybe today.
Maybe today. Maybe.
If only the players would actually do that. That would be really nice.
Yeah.
The Hog Riders are trying to beef up their base a little bit. I don't know if I think they believe Alt will be coming down towards them, so they're trying to hopefully make it last longer, give them some roofs to shoot off of. It's like, guys, why weren't you doing this before?
Well, again, these are the wide gaps again. Like, are they beneficial? Is it a waste of time? Like, that's a lot of resources going into basically just a defense. That's all it gives you is a defense. There's no place for those TCs to go anywhere in those structures.
Yeah, at this point, though, obviously, based on this side of the event, you think Hog Rider's been a newer team, one we don't really see much players of here. I think they probably are going to just play on the defense. Just ride out the, defend the tree line, play a lot of back and forth with Alt, get themselves some points and just try and stay in the game, really try and last the event, which, is a challenge in itself. just surviving is a big achievement. You can see here, all space.
How are they even able to do that? That's actually not possible. They must be... Anyway, I'll have to give that some thought, because you can't TC stack in here.
Who says the TC stacking?
No, you wouldn't be TC stacking, but those structures wouldn't be connected to anything. With the gaps, they would be connected to anything.
Yeah, let's double check. So you can see that connections there in terms of the floor. They're not connected on the ground level, but they are connected on the upper floor.
Yeah, so, they have these little.
Yeah, technically within the rules at the moment.
Oh no, they're well within the rules. I was just thinking as far as like, no, they're well within the rules. That wasn't what I implied. My apologies.
So when we get angry DMs afterwards from Hog Rider saying, Kaileyca, listen.
You're getting angry DMs no matter what. I have no idea why you think you're stopping that. Hello?
No, true. I mean, welcome to me last Sunday. The camera works really nice and flashy, but you missed a TC. I miss lots of TCs. It's nothing new. It's a Sunday.
No one told them. Kaz, the TC misser? Happen. They didn't know? Oh, okay.
Well, the worst part was, say, the one event I missed every TC. The next event I got 8. Just had an absolute stormer. So, it's luck of the draw, unfortunately, with TCs. It is something we're working on. We're getting more observers, having more capacity to put people's observers' cameras into the streams. Now we are looking at some new software and stuff. And speaking of upgrades, though, look at DFDF's base. Already half armoured.
That's what I'm talking about. It's like you just go and you beef up your base as much as you can. I mean, and they've had these furnaces going pretty much non-stop, I think.
Now, speaking of Kaileyca's favourite bases, this is the rent-free base for the gaps. Is it worth it? Well...
No.
Again, I'm not critiquing, because this is a great builder. Let me first off say, this is a great builder. If I'm playing normal Rust, I want them on my team. Thank you. You know what you're doing. Yeah. But for base invaders, it's a little different. Your defensive structure isn't as important as protecting that TC at the end of the day. So it's debatable. Like, is this cost effective? Probably not. So coming into it, you see other bases, like we see DFDF, you see that great big gigantic square. It's you don't have to be super technical to be able to build in these events, is all I'm saying.
Yeah. To get it done quickly and efficiently, I mean, sometimes not the prettiest or the most extravagant will actually last longer. And KFC, we have Betalogi coming outside of their gate, so not just the coverage from the roof, they're also trying to sweep out and maybe looking for a target.
Yeah, I'm just checking in case anyone was doing any shooting floor rocket firing across Rent-Free. Rent-Free got piled into earlier in EU by multiple teams. So I'm just checking to see if that's the case now or if it's not. Quick look at the map as well. Radar-wise, this is our only raid at the moment, so we're safe to stay here. But obviously we will keep an eye on things. We are on a 5-minute delay with the stream. But you can still tell us in real time, where there's somewhere to go. We are, our casters here are watching chat.
After when you pan out, can we go back to that bed platform? Something caught my eye for a second I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Just when you're in these events so people know coming in and when you're playing it. Okay, it is open, sorry. Just from the side, it looked like this was closed in. So you're not allowed to place any other TC than your main TC in your base. So these platforms, they can be built, the beds put in pops, so on and so forth. You cannot wall off these structures. They have to be open. Can't even, no gate, no nothing. Sorry.
Oh, no, sorry. The GOP, the elimination just popped up and it grabbed my attention, but...
Yep, so just for anyone watching, the elimination is a plugin that we've built. As OTF decide they're going to try and rock up next to KFC's base to come across to fight a raid. That's brave.
Yeah, and it looks like they're mainly going after countering, maybe going after the raid beds, or at least they were in that direction. Most of them are gone now.
Well, we've got a couple of kills, but ooh, there's boom north of us. Where's that? Here we go. Hasn't kicked in yet. This is... wow. So, Team Fast, the team I predict to win, have built a sniper tower.
Look at that roof, though. We haven't seen. Oh, I haven't seen that. I shouldn't speak for others. I have not seen that roof in a long time.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times, but yeah, you don't see it very often. Usually, most people want to keep that space open for beds and roof coverage, but looks like these guys were not worried about that.
Well, we had Peter in chat saying, who needs doors when you've got friendship? Who needs windows and walls? Because at this time, 13's base is coming crashing down. Jeremias waiting on the side as well for someone to come out the gate. But at the moment, Fat's just having free reign on 13. Turret on the outside, though. That's clever.
Oh.
Rarity.
They have one of 13 behind it, trying to maybe sneak up on somebody.
They've actually taken one of the defense walls off this bed section here, so they can probably take the beds out.
So I would say, strategically, they felt there was a threat from that base on the side of them. That's why that turret's there, because otherwise it really serves no purpose. It's a gamble as to which corner you would ever put in your compound. So grudge match? Question mark? Possibly.
Oh yeah, 100%. I still have faith in Fast though. I believe Don Toxic and the gang can push through, but yeah, just did a bit of good hitting work earlier. I think if they can take the turret out, they'll have a lot more control.
And I mean, if you can imagine, every time a rocket or a C4 goes off, the entire base shakes. And so you can imagine, like, you'd hope at least that more than one person is rocketing at the base, and it disorients the players, especially new players who are not used to fighting and shooting while your entire world is shaking around you. But I'm not getting the huge barrage that I expected out of the Tin Mans. I mean, there's a little bit of going on by Fosse.
Yeah, well, this is Alt Space getting slapped up a good and proper by DFDF. And if I saw correctly, I believe Deathwing and Posty are playing in DFDF in N8.
I believe that is correct.
Again, name changes, you never know. But they do play together, so wouldn't surprise me if it's real. Plus Purpley's playing with them, and they've played with Purpley before, and Alita and TM Geek, you know. These are all players we'd expect to play together, so anything's possible here.
DFDF has a lot of OT in it today, so
yeah. It makes sense, because someone in chat did say oil team on top, so well,
yeah. I'm interested in the structure on the outside of this. Here I am. I'm being awfully critiquish today. They had the barricades are surrounded, which, you know, questionable whether that's actually allowed. That's going to be something I think is going to have to talk to.
So, the barricade rule, we did check it out a couple of weeks ago, actually. You're allowed A-line of barricades. The rules state outside your wall, which they have done. Some people have done it inside the wall, which was allowed, but they re-clarified it in the rules. So, yeah, you're allowed barricades on the outside on the basis of being able to block vehicles from just driving straight up to your wall, so you can jump the wall with the vehicle. Was sort of the idea.
And this is why we keep Kaz here. This is why. So he knows all these things that we do not know, actually.
But you guys bring the commentary, the humour. I bring the statistics and the data. Well, actually, it was a technical change to the rules 11B.
And he's trying to rebuild, but the rockets are coming a little too quickly for him to get much done.
Yeah, TM Geek trying to find a way in, hits GitMD in the face. In fairness, I'm always impressed with the fact Hog Riders have come out for a bit of fun, because they're not sitting at home and just letting somebody raid. They're getting involved and having a bit of back and forth, so at least they're not hiding in their keep.
Yeah, and these were the ones that were pressing them earlier, so might as well join in on the fun, get some more PvP kills, and hopefully steal a TC out from under these guys.
Yeah.
So they're close. I heard the building. Somebody's in here building. They're close to a TC somewhere in here.
Oh yeah.
I don't know where.
I think downstairs here. I think somewhere down this corridor there. I think there's a TC down there, but...
Yes, I believe it. Yes, I'm on board with you.
Or maybe not, maybe it's just the corridor system. In which case, that's quite nice. I might have been wrong on that one, but still. DFDF look like they're fully in control of this. And the follow-up question then is, if they take TC here, they do jump into the lead over fast, but they've also got Hog Riders next door who they know they can take quite easily.
Yeah, it would be a quick one too.
Yeah, it suddenly gets a bit messy for Fass and the others. 2 very quick raids for them.
Honestly, if they can secure this enough and get Hog Riders away from here so nobody's countering them, they might even send a few people over to Hog Riders to at least like keep them in that base.
Poor ATL, they have no gear sets to spawn back with. They look like they were completely drained.
Nope, that wasn't it.
Nope.
That was a lot of C4 on those walls.
Checking it wasn't there in case they were all being done.
It's better than not. I think they think this is one of those the hidden doorways.
Hmm.
If that's the case, I'm going through the garage doors and seeing if there are doorways to it.
So the problem is they might have given too much faith in alt space.
So when you're playing this event, the way the TCs work, just for anyone that's watching and you never played, they have to be behind a door or a window. It has to be clearly accessible is the key. So going through solid walls that you know is nothing, you know, these kind of ways, they would know that. They were just trying to get to an outside wall. But yeah, so there's always either a door, window, garage door, there's something in front that makes that TC accessible. A clear, visible path. I have been in this. They have come in and told us we've been eliminated. I won't even lie. I've been on a team that's been eliminated because what we felt was a clear and visible path was not so much.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, if you had rockets, it would be clear and visible. You just found you wipe the base. It's fine.
They had put us stairs in front of the door. And that is a violation of the rules because it's not a clear and visible path. So we learned the hard way. It wasn't malicious.
Giga
It's just
brain.
not understanding rules to the degree
Get ready for
they
it.
expect it.
Oh, look at this.
There's a door, and that's the elimination. So there you go. Hasn't shown up on the board yet because again, there must be a problem with the plugin. But Team Alt have been eliminated by DFDF, and DFDF now in the lead by 13 points, 16 points, 17, 18. Wow, it's climbing. So there you have it. Alt have now been taken at the event. So,
Nice first for them.
Well, no, they're still there. So there you go. But yeah, as we were saying earlier, there's a plugin that kicks teams out the event once their TC's gone. Clearly that plugin's crashed on us, so the admins are doing it manually, which is appropriate because... You, Jamie, said, yeah, it's gone fantastically, nothing went wrong, nobody was trolling, nobody had any complaints. NA starts, yeah, the plugin's broke.
Yeah, of course. There's always something wrong with NA.
Jamie, gotcha. I took away blame, Jamie.
If you can't blame Kaz, blame Jamie.
Right?
Them's
Poor
the rules.
Jamie.
We have Twet picking on Betalagi still. The boom seems to have died down, though. Got lots of holes in your base, guys.
Rengoku Kyojiro. And concerned. And the stores. Did they just try an explode ammo game? Naughty boy. Yeah, for anyone wondering, Incend is banned, but Explo ammo does still exist. Doesn't do as much, but bloody annoying.
Yeah, it is.
Well, these guys are a bit too quiet for my liking. There we go, thank you.
Oh, of course. Now they have access.
They shot the twig out while he was coming up.
Wait, can we take a minute and just admire the tree that's in the center of their base here? Like, I like
That's a very nice build. It's Bringing the nature aesthetic into the building. Be a nice little sneaky place to hide, though, in the branches.
I just liked it when the builder was there. He's like, no, we'll just build this in. Don't chop it. Just build it in.
Who needs that wood? It's fairly open to the beds. If they can get the rockets deep enough in, they could take some of their spawns. Oh, no, closing doors. Keep those rockets coming, guys.
It's never a good sign when you have to jump off the side of your base to get out. That's never a good position.
No, absolutely not. Oh, a little bit of broken legs. It's fine. Somebody coming out with a pumpy?
Is BlastRites literally running around saying these twits are in my base? I mean, I would. Just saying.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like the beginning of the end. They seem to be low on gear. The base itself's holding up okay, but...
I think they're either cut off or maybe they just don't have enough kits inside.
That was always the biggest struggle when you play. Like, I've played everything from 3-mans to, I think we played, the biggest was 12 on this. Anything above 8, your gear and resources, you just never have enough. You can farm and farm and farm. It's just never enough. And you really, really feel it. The more these guys take kits from them, you feel it, like, you just feel helpless at some point.
Yeah, their only chance to really get in to have any kind of defenses, like to go get those bodies of these players if they hadn't already been looted and get some of their
shutters. Yeah.
The shutters are always funny to me.
I was saying, because you're not allowed shutters in the window for a TC. So... It's a clever little ruse, but realistically, you know, they can't be in there. Now, we've got boom going on next door as well, so a quick check. Because obviously BlastRites getting ready by twat. Rent-free is still getting a gicking from KFC wings. Though they feel they've repaired. That's fresh wounds.
They're trying to repair.
Giving it a good go.
Oh, those are some good rockets. But now they have... Hey, there's a point where you make a breach and somebody moves in. It doesn't look like they've really attempted it. I'm not seeing tons of body bags in the area, so maybe the people up on the roof are actually keeping them back enough. Oh, here they are. They're starting to breach in now. Here we have some really good rocket placements. Not like the ones that get overshot the entire base.
Okay, Blast, I'm not playing this week. We don't need to talk about it, please. Jeez.
That would be me, so it's like, I feel you. I mean, I at least need one bad rocket to line up my shot, and then I'm good after that. At least. Sometimes it's a lot worse. Ooh, Molotovs.
Naughty.
Those Molotovs are nasty. They are nasty, nasty fire, and they burn so hard.
Man, you shoot a bit of that on the ladders. Take those ladders out.
Good call. There is a lot of doors missing. There's, again, so this is when we go back to the builds and builds that are used to playing this event versus maybe some newer players. You know, all these doors. This is all potential for where those TCs will be. And this is where really, you know, you're going to get people stuck in your base. Oh, and BlastRites, they're eliminated. Just like that.
Just like that. And so they have been removed from the event as well. So let's have a quick check because we heard the stuff down here. So it wasn't in one of these, which I thought was a bit of a ruse. Wow, I've gone too far. And he was breaching there, so it wasn't that. So trying to find the where is always hard. Because Bedalagi had lost a lot of control of the base. So a quick check in the core before we bugger off.
And that puts the Twits up at 311 right now. So in third place. Yep. Still within decent range of DFDF and FAS. But I think those other two are on to other raids, so...
Yeah. So it must have been in a strange location. I hope it wasn't in there.
Door wide open, TC.
Yeah, so, well, I'm just looking around at what was breached and what wasn't. There's still quite a lot of bases locked up, so... unless Bedalagi was found to have TC in a sealed position. But, I mean, I've got the points, though, so... That would make me think they got the TC. But, yeah, I'm not going to be able to find it, unfortunately. Such is the way. But that does bring Twet in now onto the KFC Wings raid of Rent-Free, sorry. While that's going on, we do have raid in the north. Our Riders are getting hit by DFDF, as we suspected.
Yep, might as well clear up these guys, not have to really worry about any counters, and take them out, and it is a weak base.
I feel like Hog Riders is doing some work here by the looks of those walls on the outside. That is a lot of PvP walls, them trying to get in here.
Yeah.
Now there's a Kaz in your base.
Can't keep me out.
You ain't seen nothing yet. Where's your TC? I'm going to show it on screen.
All these...
Oh, now he's talking big. Now he's a big talker.
It's okay. It's not a team with purple in it. I can't do it.
Right?
I mean, building those walls for defenses, I mean, it was smart at the time. Like, if they knew they were going to get raided. But they didn't continue anything else. They went off and tried to go raid somebody else. So, I mean, it's nice to see it wasn't purely defensive. We have OTF coming sneaking behind.
Are they okay? Because he dropped, and I don't know why, because you can't die of cold damage. The other guy died and F1'd himself. There's a polar bear.
Do you feel the polar bear did it? Is that what?
Is coming outside? There goes help. I have to start naming the bears in this event. This one's going to be called Eirik Bjørnesen. Someone's going to get that reference and be like, nice.
Oh, you English folk! I know exactly what you're talking. I have no idea what you're saying.
Did you ever see the film? It was the book's called Northern Lights. Did you ever see the film The Golden Compass with Ian McKellen and Daniel Craig?
No, never seen it. No idea.
Yeah. It's fine. British book series. There was a polar bear. There was a polar bear that came to fight for the people to rescue some children.
Polar bears are our friends.
Listen, it got made into a Hollywood movie. It counts as not being that niche, but it was pretty niche.
Did the polar bear have an AK?
No, but he had armor.
Oh, armored bear, armored bear, Armani bear.
They were literally called the armored bears. War bears, yeah.
War bears. Well, they're gonna need a lot more war bears in this base. Look at these PvP walls. What is going on?
Jeez.
OTF are sneaking up on DFDF here. TM Geek goes down on the side as well. WKP.
Very nice.
That's my strategy if I want to get in here. I'm just going to put 1,000,000 walls so they have to guess at which one. Like, I'm behind to try to get in. That's a brilliant strategy.
One of my favourite casts was an event where you were playing, and I think it was Sixes, and you were built quite close to power plant. And your TC was on the power plant side, and somebody raided you from the power plant. It was funny. But there was a base on the other side of you that you were constantly raiding. And I kept watching you, and all you did was peek, pop a headshot someone on the roof, and then hide again. And the guy was getting so annoyed, he ran after you with grenades. Just all you do is like single shot peeking, and he just ran down and was like, "Go away!" I was like, Take people, make them fight you, make them grudge match.
Yeah.
You know?
You piss them off enough, they will come running.
Listen, I don't have talent, but my annoyance skills, top-notch.
That's why you make a good caster. Can you flame people? Welcome aboard.
So OTF, I don't know if they're going to start getting the boom off, or it looks like Hog Riders now have a chance to push out and surround OTF. So this is going to turn into who has the better shot and who can hide better in these walls.
I feel they could have built a whole base with the amount of wood in these walls. Just saying, like I'm impressed. I'm impressed. So, you know, we have only 9 teams left. The potential is there's only, at the most, 4 active raids, mathematically. And I think we have 4 active raids.
And so Flossie pushing on DFDF, they've gone back. And they lost a whole 2 walls and a door. That's the Flossie effect. So DFDF defending against Flossie. We've got the Hog Riders defending against OTF, having pushed out DFDF, to be fair.
Clearing out Fossey.
What, pray tell, happened behind there? That was odd, but anyway.
That was someone else's base in the distance. That was the old
Gotcha.
base. That's what that was. So yeah, of that mathematically, then we've got KFC fighting, and who's this now? 13 defending against Fast. So yeah, 4 raids possible, 4 raids happening.
The Rent-Free's base is still standing, but a lot of enemies in that base. Just so there's a way in. Looks like they tried to rebuild some of the area.
KFC is KFC on the roof.
So again, even though, the outside structurally, really good defense-wise, you can see, you know, how really they don't have a place to spawn on the roof and take their roof back easily. They have to come up on them, which, you know, KFC looks like making quick work of. This is a really technical build. It might be a little overboard for what they needed, though, in the end.
Yeah, sometimes less is more. If you get... Ooh, and down. I mean, you definitely want to make people think and work for it. There are a lot of doors, so that's good.
In my mind, as long as we get highlights, I'm happy.
He's still high in the fact he got a very nice TC. He's going to be riding that whole wave of adrenaline over TC for a while now. We're doing all the work here, meanwhile he's just cheesing. That's okay.
I think he's earned a chance to cheese.
Yeah,
for a little while.
What is it? What's that saying? Every blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. That's cat.
I prefer that one to cheesing. Does
that mean something different?
No, it's correct.
Okay.
I was going to make a really bad joke that I'm lactose intolerant, so...
Oh!
Damn.
Totally different connotations when you use that word.
Yeah. So, the twat boys can't get through the gap at the moment. Okay, now they can.
They can come and poke a little bit at them, but KFC has got a really strong control in here. There is...
Well, they control the roof, they're not controlling the middle. This is twat all in the middle, so... If TC's not on the top floor, then... Yeah, they're shit out of luck.
Yeah, KFC needs to push a little bit stronger inside, but it looks like they have their strongest PvP guys in here.
That's always been the coolest part, especially on 10s for me. When you watch this and you have these gigantic bases that you can actually have 2-3 teams in here and they never meet each other and raid, which is kind of, to me, I think that's amazing.
It's a lot to it. It's just so much more of a race. It's like who can find it first without dying to the other team.
Ian in chat says Mon the Bears. And he also says yeah, he recognises it being dark materials as well. See, Ian knows his bears. And someone else said it's 720p on the stream quality. It's meant to be 1080, so we'll have our producer Gigi check that out. But yeah, we are supposed to be in full 1080, so if it's not... Oh!
Hog Riders eliminated.
Hog Riders! Is that OTF? No, DFDF went back.
Nice.
That was quick. Could have been gone for like... If not even 5 minutes.
You know, and kudos to them, because again, you have a bunch of players in that DFDF team that oftentimes you'll see them get stuck in a base. They do have a mix up of who's playing in that team today. That's, you know, they're well-skilled players nonetheless. So kudos to them to making that decision and snapping back, you know, because it is hard mentally. Like when you start on a base and you think how much you have into it, it's so hard to pull out and say, no, we're going somewhere else too.
Yeah. For all the shit talking, Purplu's really good at like remembering where things should be.
Right.
Like, he's got a really good grasp of knowing a base's layout once he's been in it and where to carry on from. And you know, quite often in our little, because obviously we do monthly highlights over on YouTube. You can check that out. July's are a little bit late because our editor's on holiday, but they'll be out in next week or so. But yeah, in the last lot of highlights, Purpley walks into base and goes, "I'm going for this corner," and finds TC, and he's done that quite a few times. So's Yogi. They often play together, but a lot of the ones Purpley picks up as well are, yeah, just returns to an old raid, figures out where they've repaired and where he knew they'd checked previously, and just finishes off the logical path and finds the TC quite quickly. So
yeah, it's smart. Smart players and like understanding the builds.
It's the last time I'm going to say anything nice about Purpley.
I'm sure he'll probably say the same.
Yeah. However, we go back to Kailey's point now about you know, we're down to 8 teams now. Could we get down to 1?
Listen, I'm putting all my energy. I know, you know, we're supposed to be, you know, neutral and happy, nice people. Okay, yeah, I said it. Listen, I really want you guys to kill all these TCs right now. Like, if you're in this broadcast, which you're not supposed to be, you're supposed to be playing, just kill all these TCs. I want to see one last team standing. Just do it for me, please.
Well, so we wouldn't be technically rooting for one person. We're just going to be saying we want somebody to just wipe everybody out.
If anything, you're the Joker. You just want everyone to suffer.
Yes. Yes.
And they're running out of doors, but there's still so much of the space left.
And there's so much of this tournament left. We are only, you know, a little better than half an hour into the raid phase. So there's an hour left. There's a lot of raiding that could happen. And a lot of these bases are damaged. We're not looking at, you know, structurally sound bases. These guys they've been hurt.
So we'll move next door a second, speaking of hurt, because it's back and forth between FAS and 13.
And 13, I mean, was able to rebuild a lot of the walls and keep most of the damage, or at least push them back a little bit, but they're just opening it right back up.
So what has FAS been up to? I'm kind of confused. Have they been doing this the whole time? Or because they're gaining points, are they getting strictly farming these points off of 13 by staying here?
Quite a lot of it, yeah, but looks of it.
Yeah.
But we had this year, though, Bedalagi and V-Pops were next to each other over by Dome. I don't know if the map's the exact same. Yeah, it is. So it was Bedalagi by Mining Outpost, and Bedalagi Dome, V-Pops by Mining Outpost. And they just back and forth the entire event, and they finished like 4th and 6th just by smacking each other around the entire time. So I'd be disappointed if FAS did do that, because I said they could win. This isn't doing me right. But at the same time, you know, they are taking a good chunk out of 13's base here.
They are. They're just not getting in far enough, I guess, to do damage to the doors and find the TC. Looks like it's just kind of a poke and prod. I mean, it's just a little bit of rocket, somebody rebuilds a wall. A little bit of rocket, somebody rebuilds a wall.
Well, we're going to back and forth between those two raids. Seems they're the 2 raids we've got.
KFC still trying to get on rent-free. And we have Twets here as well. Really
it's funny
good
that this Twit team, you know, I see them up in the points, the 396, but I haven't really seen them do the things to earn the 396. If that makes sense. I don't want that to come off as a knock, but these must be all PvP because we really haven't seen them do much else, have we?
Nice little pop-up takes out Nikita. Now it's going to be a 2v1 on the roof, and he's going to pick Nikita up. So yes, controlling the roof is one thing, but controlling access to the roof is another. So they've got to... Yeah, there you go. He's pushing down.
That could have cost him. If you see there, that actually, if that Twit, I feel so bad, jumped up, if he hadn't made good work, he could have taken them all out, actually. Him pushing down was a gamble.
Yeah.
Huge play here. Just for scientists in chat as well, because obviously he was just saying that, you know, why is the stream set at 720? It is a production error, unfortunately. We have just looked into it and we can't change it while live, I'm afraid. So we're stuck at 720 for this one. But we'll be back to 1080 for both broadcasts next weekend. EU was at 1080, so, you know, you got one or two. But, yeah,
hey,
we've... Go
some
on.
big streamers did tell me, if there's anything, your 720 stream, even though it might bother you right now, on mobile, anyone watching on mobile, it's a lot easier for them, so.
That's true. Yeah, we've got some new overlay graphics that our other caster Ian, you'll have seen him in chat. Say hi to Ian. Ian's worked on some new graphics and also a new camera follow mode for us to do over-the-shoulder following on people, which we'll be implementing soon. But yeah, the new graphics wouldn't take in Streamlabs for some reason, so we sacked them off for NA. We're going to fix them after the show. And yeah, but unfortunately, in the process of doing that, it's reset all the stream settings back to basics, so... Ooh...
Nice shots.
Concerned, doing work. Dipsy to as well. Dipsy's annoying me because it's a bloody Teletubby name, but doing work. And you see Punisher on the flank, holding a good position here. Now have they drawn Sack's attention? No, they haven't. Sack's on the other side, and a Meshka, and there's Concerned.
So somebody, again, we're on a 5-minute delay, so this is going to sound a little, you know, off timing, but somebody just put exclamation mark Discord in the chat. If you want to come play this event, that's how you sign up. You click that link, you come sign up. This is fun. If you want to play some really good players too, you know, week in and week out, we see Deathwing in here, we see Trowsy, we see Posty on occasion. Like, you want to come play against these guys, this is a great time. You can come sign up. Anybody can play. It's announced on Wednesdays, and tournaments happen 2 times on Sundays.
Yeah, and the team numbers vary, so I know I have a hard time finding about like 4 or 5 people to play with. So, but there's 3v3s, there's 4v4s. I mean, there's all different kinds, and it changes week to week.
Not just that, there's LFG as well. We do have a channel for LFG, so if you are a solo player or a duo and you know we haven't got a full team, put yourself on LFG. People are always looking for subs, always looking to find new players to join their squad, you know, so don't be afraid to get involved and make some new friends.
So DFDF has now decided to move on to Fat, which is not bad. It's the only person that's, well, them and Twit. The Twits are the only ones that are right below them, so taking some of the competition out, it's not a bad idea.
Kaz is crying inside right now. He's crying. It's okay, Kaz.
Yeah. We were due to have somebody big taken out the leader.
So, like Blast said, she's exactly right. Strategically, this is, you know, a team that they need to worry about. So, it could be like, you know, I'm trying to think of the best word to use to explain it, but this could be a huge play in making sure that they secure their victory, DFDF.
Yeah, the only thing I would be concerned about with DFDF is one of the other teams sees this happening, maybe Twet, and decides to go after DFDF and pull them away from this.
I think if we were to count, and I watched the last 2 times we went near the DFDF base, they have somebody at home. Somebody stayed back because they know. Did you mention, Kaz, that was what happened in the EU event? So they might have learned their lesson and they're being a little more, you know, observant.
It's always smart. I mean, especially if you are number 1. You just painted a big target on your back, and somebody else, maybe OTF or one of the other teams that needs those points, but they can't really get it by getting TCs. If they can knock out number 1, they have a better chance of getting higher.
Absolutely. And look, this is, if you want to see how you raid in these events, you see them multi-rocketing. I don't even think nobody's even entered the compound. There's no need. They're just trying to core to the center of this base, you know, as fast and quickly as they can. So when they want to, they'll open up the base and then you'll see them make the push.
Yeah, this keeps everybody, the builder, away. This keeps them from pushing out. Looks like they might be trying to pull their heli out to maybe go behind them.
Suicide
might be
bomb.
a decent play. That too. They have 2 helis. They might as well give it a shot.
Yep, if I'm done toxic, I try and fly out here and just absolutely tank it. Oh no, they just moved out the gate. That's what it was. They blocked the gate. So, cheeky bit of play from Flossie on the back, trying to send a couple of members in. Perez, he's actually still there. Gets and Azarius.
And FFA. Oh, no, he was taken out.
Trade kill, but it's good for DFDF. Because as Katie said, look at them just ripping this base a new one.
Yeah,
Such an
open it
easy
up, make
route.
easy access.
Yep.
Now if they can get some rockets up at the top, take out some of those beds and boxes. But it looks like they're just focusing on the core, which isn't bad. I mean, this is a good chance for them to accidentally get a TC. I mean, those are always the nice ones when you're just accidentally rocket one.
So we've seen a shift. We've seen a shift like about a year ago, a little more than a year ago. You see all those boxes and beds and everything. Everything became about roof. Because the more times you see this raiding from the outside, that's going to be your respawn point. That's going to be your defense strategy. So, again, you know, when you're looking at the way people do different things and the shift in how they play, I was saying we don't see the barricades on the roof anymore because more and more teams know they need that roof control and they need to hold it in order to have a chance to even survive.
The
We have
combat
13.
Yeah.
So they figured those guys have been focusing on that side. We're going to go ahead and try to get up into the base on the other side and maybe sneak at the TC. Oh, I hope you have boom on you.
I hope you have a ladder.
That too.
Please. Oh, it's okay. I was going to say, please don't tell me they both got stuck.
I love seeing people stuck in a honeycomb. I don't know why it's so funny, because my luck, I would probably be that person, but it's always funny to watch it somebody else. Somebody OTF is coming in. Looks like they may counter this raid.
They might go raid 13.
Oh, there you go. That should pull away 13, maybe from this raid, and DFDF will be able to focus solely on them.
Hey.
Listen, the scrappy insurance in this event today, through the roof. It's been nasty. We had a raid, actually, Lily Brewer. I don't know if I pronounced that right, my apologies. But thank you so much for raiding us and welcome everyone to the channel.
Yes, welcome in. And you do exclamation mark Discord. And if you are interested in joining this tournament, that's where you would sign up, either with a full team or you can join up and with some other players and try your hand at winning.
If you're desperate, you can ask Kaz. He makes a good scarecrow. I mean, he'll tell you what's going on. He'll be the best commentator you ever had in your team. I promise you.
Yeah. I've got Swedish friends. I'm gonna get them to tell me some Swedish. Help me.
Kaz, you will stick Kaz in the roof. They're coming. They're coming from the west. Look at the team. It's ATL. It's. Can you imagine? I want you on my team, Kaz.
It's all information.
Useful information.
Alright, so they've gutted this inside of the base. I saw them try to rebuild a couple of walls to block some rockets, but he keeps getting pushed back, and we have Purple who's made it inside. But
once these guys ladder in, they take them in the roof. This is over. They have no choice. Right now they're focusing down below. Now they're replacing a ton of things down low. So I think this. I'm just guessing. I want to say this TC is low.
Yeah. Yeah. When they start trying to rebuild.
Wow. I think you might be right.
Yeah. It's a good idea, but those rockets had stopped. So hopefully this will open it back up. They need to take out those beds. Because then you send in a couple of your best PvPers, and then it's just a battle of shooting, and then if they have to respawn from the outside, it's like, come on guys, get those beds.
Right?
Well, while they're doing that, we'll go back to next door's raid to 13 defending against OTF. But it's, again, they're in here, but they're not looking too aggressive.
Yes, so people are asking in the chat, if you ask us questions and you don't hear right away, you have to wait 5 minutes. We're on a 5-minute delay due to the fact to maintain the integrity of the event. We don't want anyone getting, sniped and watching this and getting an advantage. So we're not ignoring you. You just have to wait 5 minutes. You just have to hang out with us longer, and then you'll hear our response. Isn't that awesome? I think it's great.
We try anyway. Sometimes we're so engrossed in the battle that some things may get missed, but...
Yeah. Actually, I always run the stream on the phone as well, on the 5G, so that I can see stuff without damaging my net. So, if you got a question, they miss it, I'll catch it.
Here he goes again.
Listen.
Telling us he does it better. It's okay, we're here. We'll be here to the end.
the lack of respect for headcaster Kaz.
Looks like Flossie. Jamesy might be trying to come in and sneak up on DFDF.
I mean, when did Flossie not try and sneak in?
That is true. They are very good at sneaking.
With our favourite player, 10-man BI sucks.
Oh, come on, guys.
I feel like that guy might not want to be here. I just get this sneaky suspicion.
Yeah. I mean, also the fact he whiffed half his shots and Posty just finished him off.
Yeah.
So, but, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I've seen some fantastic reviews on Steam for both games like Rust, games like DayZ, Ark, where people have said, do not recommend this game, it's a terrible game. And that was at the point where they played 8,000 hours and played another 8,000 afterwards, and you're like,
right?
It's not bad, you're still here, okay.
The addiction is real.
Addiction is real, and the molding is real. It goes hand in hand in this game. Not sure. Maybe trying to take out some ladders.
Yeah, 13 just defending it. It looks like OTF have been dealt with, really. There's a couple of people lurking, but not much.
Yeah, the boom has stopped.
Yeah, and this is our raid spot, really. And then we can quickly check out some of the other bases. Because, ooh, actually, that might have been good timing from me.
Oh, we have Flossie moving in. This is OTF?
This is OTF and Flossie is surrounding it.
I wasn't paying attention, and then Kaz said good timing, and I was like, what? Huh? You? Okay.
It's okay. I'm used to you not paying attention.
We have Fesk trying to ladder in the compound. It is a very small compound, so maybe try to prevent helis from landing there, or, well, there we go. This is the way you do it. Take out beds.
So they've got... Hoggers goes down. They've got turrets on the roof, though. 3 turrets. Got to get them off somehow.
Yeah, but if you get them off that roof and from respawning, all the people that are over there at that other raid will have to respawn lower down, so it's not an immediate action when they're up there.
I really feel like I need to listen. Oh gosh, anyone watching this and knows me knows I'm a liar after I say this one. The heli landings today are very hard. That poor heli. I'm gonna have to put on lessons. I can't fly, by the way.
I've only recently started to learn because I've always had teammates that could fly, so I was like, why do I need to learn? And I'm like, okay, I need to learn. Big Poppy T taking out poggers. And then I'm just better, trying to move back down to the same position. Nope, just to the ground. So OTF is trying to push out. Oh, taken out by Fesk. And we have boom going on inside already.
Starting to make the
Looks
way.
like selfless.
Yep. Just getting triggered by Peter in chat as well, so we'll come to that in a second. Ooh.
Patton? Trigger? Never.
Patton? Peton? I call it Peton. I hope it's Peton.
His name's Peton, but we'll call him Patton from now on. I like it.
Petty Patton.
We have doors opening. Oh, and people actually look at all these closed doors. This makes me so happy.
Giving Fesk access to your generators, though.
Ooh.
Naughty.
Ooh. But may have sealed most people off. If they can get up there, they can get those turrets turned off, and somebody can go fly their heli up top and secure it from up there.
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like
But in
Jamesy and
response-
Boxy.
Ooh,
Got it.
I'm just better lurking on the outside. Doing some good work. Whoa, 0 HP. There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Like, come on, it's time to drop. So, yeah, Flossie, you're making hard work of this one.
Yeah, there's still 3 of them inside. The other ones are coming back in naked. They didn't really set up any raid bed platform.
Yeah.
Or they tried to.
A little bit trash mode, and the fact that Rengoku's up there farming Dome. Twet will be told, guys, there's an easy raid here on OTF. They're over by Dome. We can smash this as long as we can get out of our own base. Flossie have fucked it. Let's go get some points. Because if Twet get it, Twet jump into second, and all it takes is someone to take DFDF out. We've got over half an hour to go. Easy mode. So, definitely achievable. What I was going to say was, in response to me like McDonald's nuggets in chat, asking about the tournament size. We run base invaders twice every Sunday, which is why it's only a $100 tournament. Be great. It's a little bit low prize pool. We want it bigger. And it is something the ownership is working on. It's not so easy as we just get a bunch of sponsors in, because the sort of scale we are at the moment, we wouldn't be getting big names in. That said, we do work with Twitch. Obviously, Twitch Rivals was based on Rustoria server stuff. So, you know, there's potential there to link up with Twitch and do these more regularly with them involved. But, you know, that's for management purposes. At the moment, we are stuck like this and just keeping the event running for fun for people. And, you know, it's a small prize pool. It's a bit of fun playing every Sunday. But, yeah, definitely down the line, you know, we'd love to make a bit more esportsy, make, you know, more of a league format. You know, we've got statistics in the works coming in. More graphics coming in for the stream in terms of, you know, popping those stats up and changing the scoreboard and things. So, you know, things are in the work, but they do take time. And, you know, if we had the budget Twitch Rivals and the prize pool, we would be laughing.
And not only that, it's 2 different animals. You know, the Twitch Rivals, which is a great event, it's invite only. So you need to know someone, or you need to be, you know, a name to be in that. This event, you can play. Anyone can play. Everyone is welcome to play.
Minecraft Pig 1204 is a big name in Rust.
Listen. Kaz will never play in Twitch Rivals. I am sorry, Kaz. I'm going to say it, but you are never going to play. No, I'm just kidding. I'm being mean. But
it's true. Unless somebody was to explicitly vouch for me and say, like, you know, like someone like Ray C having, because, you know, we did that cast together for Charitable Rust. If Ray C went, I've got, you know, I can play, but I've got to have Kaz join my team, they'd be like, yeah, fine. But realistically, yeah, it's, you know, two different animals, and
anybody can play this. Like, you need to come play this event, Nuggets, and then you get to see. This is so much fun. Anybody that plays Rust, if you enjoy Rust, you get to play like a whole Rust wipe in 2.5 hours. and it's intense, and you can play against some of those people that you see in the Twitch rivals, and it doesn't cost you anything. If you sign up early, the first, I think it's 15, 20 teams, you pay nothing. After that, it's a $5 fee for one person to sign up your whole team. So it's really, it's such a, you know, user-friendly event for everyone.
It is. And we have Ian being cheeky in chat asking, what is our favorite type of cheese? Kaz excluded.
Kaz is my favorite cheese.
Hey. Well, that's it for Base Invaders NA. Thanks for watching.
He's going to pull the plug on this, guys.
So I can't because Gigi's producing, so if I pull the plug, the stream still exists. Just stuck here for another half hour of abuse.
You're staying
I would say
here.
mine is cheddar, but that's a bit.
You're not going anywhere, Kaz. You're staying in Ian Rivals right with me in Blast all day. Don't you worry.
Yep. They're going nowhere. Alright, looks like they're getting a chance to rebuild, so they may have pushed off Flossie a little bit, but looks like they're still trying to prevent them from completely building. Oh, this is DFDF. Sorry, I thought we were still on that other raid.
Yeah, Flossie came back over here as well, so it's just ongoing. KFC Wings now lurking around 13 as well. Getting their base up and ready. So I won't be too long for this. Again, 7 teams left. 13 are having a brave pop at fast because why not?
Might as well.
Ooh, now TM Geek going back in. Here we go.
Oh, came up.
We're down. Thanks for playing.
Yeah. It's like that is not a good move. I'm definitely outnumbered there.
Okay, so this fast builder, kudos to them. You know, if you watch this back, good job. Look at that seal. That was a wide open base, and it doesn't look nearly as bad as it was.
Yeah,
No, it
gets
doesn't.
posted.
And we have Twet trying to move in.
I'm just checking actually. Yeah, they're way away from that, so presumably it's a flank on this, but is anyone over that way? Yeah, maybe they're just going to run to a helicopter and go across to OTF space.
Maybe just staying in the trees to get some cover.
Oh, there we go, the heli.
Oh,
So yeah,
well, let's
maybe
see them fly out of this.
No. Oh.
Ooh.
Oh. Well
listen,
done.
poor Scrappy. Shit. My heart goes out to Scrappy.
And so luckily Dipsy's found the second helicopter, not in the tree line. But unluckily, we caught that on camera, so sorry boys.
Yep. So
It
it's
feels
on
like-
foot. We're hoofing it.
It feels like that scene in the first Jurassic Park. It's like, they move in herds. Look at them, running like peasants.
So cheesy.
Oh, now I have that song stuck in my head.
For any reasons, we will not be humming the Jurassic Park theme tune.
No, we will not.
This is not a prize pool this week, sorry.
Do you know I used to play? No lie, I played an orchestra band and we won. We won playing the Jurassic theme song. Anyway, back to Base Invaders.
We'll just gloss over that.
Or what is it called? Ian Invaders. Sorry, I keep calling it Base Invaders. My
Well,
bad.
Ian said it was Basey Invaders, and I was really upset with that.
Base Invaders.
AC Invaders?
Yeah.
Okay, so we still have some boom coming off. Looks like 13 is trying to at least poke at them. Maybe they realized that that other side, no TC was exposed, so maybe giving it a shot somewhere else. But I think it's less likely to be on this side just because of how close 13 is, and
I mean,
probably the likelihood of that happening.
I am impressed because 13 defended against KFC and are now pushing the raid onto Fast.
Yeah.
Yes, 13 has done a great job today. It doesn't show in the points. They've been stuck in a lot. They've had a lot to deal with. But still, you know, they're still standing, and that's the whole point.
Yeah, if he can push back any. I mean, you get raid defense points and up to 40, depending on the time, how long the raid actually was attempted. All right.
Oh.
They're going after DFDF.
Big play. They're raiding the champions.
Wait.
And even if they take them, they only go second. Faster ahead of them.
Is this DFDF space? No.
Yes.
This doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
What did they do?
They've improved.
They built it wider. Purplu's got to add an extra layer on.
Yes, because this was high qual at the bottom last time we were here.
Wow. It'll be high qual all the way through, except for that layer on the bottom. They're giving it a skirt.
When we were first here, they started the first bottom 3 floors. It was all high qual. The top wasn't. Yeah.
They've added this. They've added this skirt around as well. So yeah. So they've done the same. 6 layers of high qual plus the roof plus whatever's inside, and then an extra 2 layers of sheet on the outside. So
honestly, I love seeing this. I mean, you can only see it when you have these larger teams. Just that the fact that maybe 2 people were staying behind the entire time and improving because they knew this was going to happen.
What is this build around this base? I have no idea what this is. This bothers me. It needs to go away. Don't do this.
Here comes TM Geek.
Might pick up some. Nope. Just gotta try to push those guys back.
I mean, to right around there, TM Geek hasn't realised that roof is on this side. Just casually picking up a launcher. Elite on the flank as well. Jellin with a nice move. Posty already went down. There's areas coming joint. So they're putting the right pressure on, but just there's no cover.
It really isn't, especially with all those buildups they have outside. It does. It provides a little hopping post, but that's about it.
I'm still annoyed. I'm not looking. Tell me the room. I can't.
It's okay, we've gone to a nice place. I lied. We're still here.
You trickster.
So Purplu on the roof as ever, because man, that boy loves roofs. The Zeri's actually using the ground floor as cover quite nicely.
Yeah. Let's play a peekaboo.
As Concerned gets slapped, Solo gets slapped, everyone's getting murked. Deathwing goes.
Deathwing.
Concerned and Dipsy, here comes Jellin. Gotta
Did
shoot
you
him
see the timing on that? He came out the door and that was perfectly planned. They'd made quick work of this whole team.
Yeah, that communication between this team was on point. I mean, imagine having 10 people in a Discord call and trying to get comms out correctly and time everything just right. It's well done.
Yeah, it's hard. If you've ever played with Deathwing and watched his stream, he's a rager too. Rage. That's all the guy does. So, no, I'm kidding. They're some of the best comms you could have.
No, it's great seeing these teams, these players have played with each other over and over and over again. I mean, they know each other's style, their strong points, their weak points, and who they need to get out, and they clean that up really quickly. And we have a Scrappy coming in.
Right then, let's have a look who the Scrappy is. Everyone's getting a bit antsy because we've got just over 21 minutes to go. Oh, it's Flossie!
I don't have much faith in that Scrappy living. Just saying.
No, that's turn around.
Change their mind.
Kailey thinks we suck. We will abort.
I think they may have probably attempted going over to DFDF if Twet was still there.
Oh, look at this. KFC are just giving them an absolute bullying. They're driving away. Voxy's gone down. I said I want highlights. This is incredible. Because Wivin's chasing them down.
Celestial, you've been left behind.
Harris
Sorry.
goes down.
We value this heli more than we do your life.
They're dropping people one by one to delay KFC from chasing them. I've got to fly that far away. Raids are popping up there again. Elsewhere, Flossie lose another member. They're down to 2. They're throwing... Are they... No, they're not. They're dropping him for him. Okay.
I'm pretty sure that heli despawned from damage. I'm pretty sure it died too, Kaz. That heli!
Is this flag on? Is this Flossie's base?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why they're despawning loot. Flossie about to get done. Oh dear, oh dear. Rooftop is open. But that's not the way they came in, however. They're in here somewhere. I need to find the entrance point because Flossie...
they're low.
Might be this door here. Nope.
No?
Wow, they're in there somewhere. Come on. Where's the entrance? There's the breach.
Try to throw some Molotovs down there. So I guess they were returning home with the rockets, but they were like, we didn't want to give these guys more ammo to come in on.
Yeah, OTF are really punishing them here. They won't jump any higher than 6th, even, you know, just by removing Flossie, they get that place. But it puts them a lot closer to 13, at least, points-wise.
I need 6 TCs gone in 19 minutes. This does everything. That takes it to 5. I need 5 after that. Probably not going to happen, but I can wish.
We can
we ended 6 teams in EU, so if we can get to 5 teams.
Nice. Closing the door.
Let's say Flossie out defender.
It's like you want to have these doors closed, people. I know it's annoying to have to reach back and close them again, but it's another rocket or C4 that has to get thrown.
I think Kaz would make a good door closer. That could be his job if he was in it. He could just run around close doors.
I'm the box bitch. I'm the organizer. I'm proper OCD when it comes to keeping the boxes tidy. Oh, Flossie getting hit from the other side as well. DF are here. And KFC wings are coming. So Flossie's time might be very short-lived. Just check any other raids because we've got OTF are getting raided while they're out. No, they're not. They were getting hit. Flossie have been defeated. The silly boys.
Very quickly.
So yeah, all eyes on Flossie then because of OTF, DF, and KFC. We'll just quickly check on 13 and FAS. And they are back to just raiding each other. Yes, no, KFC's still there as well. Mostly back and forth between those two, so we're going to stick on Flossie for now.
Yeah, we got some rockets. It's nice to see. Nope, no raid platform. Just trying to take out the gate. Oh, maybe so they're trying to rebuild the gate as well. So keep them from... And we have a little dive bomb by Minecraft Pig.
KFC is coming on the wide flank. I'm not sure if anyone's seen that yet, especially now. They just walled that. I don't even know if they... I'd be interested to see if he comes and takes them from behind. I think he's close. Yes, he is. He's right on that side window. Or sorry, wall. Window. Wall.
There we go. There's the beds.
They're just drifting. You can see the beds behind now. We've got them up and running. Nikita on the flank. Atafaxis on the other flank as well. So KFC, you're doing some work.
Yep. And from satellite.
Holding satellite. I respect. Mad respect.
Using the terrain.
Hurricanes loves a bit of beaming. Now that's a lot of boom. Oh, 13 are pushing hard on this.
Nice. I like, we're tired of exchanging rockets. Let's move.
This is bad. This is super bad. If you're fast right now, This has to be. They are PvP points in the difference from off first, and they're being rated hard by the 5th place team that really has no chance of winning this event.
You're fast. You need to build some foundations quickly because your base will topple over.
Yeah. And I would have. My thoughts is like that guy. He had a ladder up. I would have just thrown Molotovs on beds. I think I'm a ratty player.
It explains why we get on, because I'm cheese.
You're cheese. Yes. Do you know my favorite thing with the beds in this game? Actually, I seen Purplu do it about a month ago. He had a jackhammer, and he just went in and jackhammered all the beds out real quick. And I was like, that's my kind of play. I like that.
Yeah. It's smart, but it's also silent. It's not going to shake the whole place to let people know that it's happening. I mean, it's still noisy,
yes.
But if there's other boom and rockets going on, you can get away with a lot.
So Twet going to do what I thought they were going to do. They're going to raid OTF while OTF have gone and caused some trouble. But look at Flossie's base. KFC and DFDF slapping it from either side. I'm pretty confident saying we're going to lose Flossie very shortly.
I think that's a fair comment. As long as KFC and DFDF don't engage each other and just go after this hardcore. Ooh,
So
look
we
at
have-
that tunnel through.
We have Fast in the lead, just letting you know, because they're still actively being raided as far as we know. So they're in the lead right now. PvP-wise, it's helping them, that raid, if they can keep that TC up for 13 minutes.
Thing is,
Yeah,
it's a
they've
big...
gotten defense points.
Oh, there you go. Daylight. We can see through.
That's gonna be hard to come back from.
Yeah. What I'm going to say is, fastest survival as the winners really depends on how long Flossie can survive here. Because whoever gets Flossie, it doesn't matter. If Flossie are gone, everyone turns their attention to Fast. And we know Fast's base is super close to being wiped. Everyone on these will turn up and wipe Fast. So, logically, I mean, if KFC steal this, they're still in 4th place. Well, yeah, 4th place. If they all go and turn up on them to Fast, KFC then only just take 3rd place. You know, there's always, you know, even 2nd at that point. DFDF's lead is so substantial that, you know, it's such a two-horse race.
Have C4 going off inside already. DFDF is trying to regroup.
Yeah, couple of fights on the side. Pyrokeens goes down to Blinker. Oh, looping around again.
Gotta push in, guys.
I had a raid leader, you know, it was actually Death. We were in this event. We were like, how are we going to raid this? How are we going to raid this? He said, don't stop until you see light on the other side. Okay. That's how we raided it. So that base reminded me of that.
Yeah. It's a good strategy. I mean, that takes a lot of rockets, but at the same time, it opens it up, and it's going to be hard for a builder to come in and wall everything off to prevent rockets because they don't know what side to go wall off first.
What a wall. What a wall. It's like, I know you're there. Boom. We solved that.
Don't block yourself in.
Bit of rocket PvP from OTF defending. Solo just got murdered.
Yeah, that wall didn't serve him very well for a while.
And Ameshka goes down. Twat is not having a good time here.
No.
Concern needs to be brave.
No, he's a little concerned.
Oh.
Yeah, I pulled a U.
Wait, was he being cheesy again? I'm pretty sure he's being cheesy again.
That was me this time.
I was like, but Blast made a Kaz joke and it was really upsetting.
Ian, can you have the therapist ready for the end of this thing? Please, Ian.
No, Ian will offer to do therapy himself and then just be like, so why do you think you're so bad? And I'll be like,
And it'll probably send you the bill to boot. How do you like him?
Well, he wants a new graphics card, Ian does, so yeah. He
You
would.
do what you gotta do to get that graphics card.
Exactly. Now, Fast have gone back in a counter raid onto 13. We're going to go back up to Flossie in 1 second. Just want to see how Fast get on.
Well, they're in a little bit. Are you just going to found it? No,
they're founding, yeah. Cool. So we'll come back in a second. Let's go check on Flossie because everyone's piling into that base.
Yep, KFC is mainly trying to keep DFDF back, but there's no KFC on the ground.
That's their bed spawn, so DFDF have been pushed back by KFC.
We do see a TWET member back there, but...
No, again, that KFC, another team. Today, you don't see it necessarily at the top of the points, but PvP-wise, we've seen them work hard all day. They've been all over this map, different places. They had a lot of pressure first on in the raid phase, so, I mean, you know, they've put on a good show today.
Yeah, they've stopped a lot of raids.
And so one for one of you two to check in the caster staff chat that we have. Just double check if this is a record score for us from Fast. Because I believe the record score was around the 700 mark after the last, a couple of months ago. So this might be the new record. So we'll get the staff to confirm that for us, just while we lurk inside this base. KFC wing in pretty good control though. But again, DFDF don't need to be here. They can just raid Fast.
And that's what I talked about a while ago. You know, I respect those players. I love it. They do tend to get stuck in on some raids and stay too long, and it has cost them the win. It might do them again today. But again, Fast is getting all those PvP points because they're consistently being pushed in that raid and consistently killing those raiders.
And just looking at the level of walling down here, just walls, walls, walls. The Kaileyca approach. If you can't see him, then you're safe.
You can't shoot them. They can't shoot me. That's what it is. Can't see me, can't shoot me.
OTF are holding out. It's not turning out to be as easy a raid as some people thought it would be. Not naming names. But equally, like, Twit, they're in third place. I thought they'd have been slapping this up good and proper. 245 points OTF. This should be quite straightforward. Just pound it into the ground. Make a big breach, rush the breach, deny beds, GG, base is yours.
We've yet to see this Twit team. They've been running around. I don't think we've seen the multi-launcher rocket anything. It's been pretty kind of a slower pace. They are into the PvP. I want to say they don't have a lot of stuff to raid with, to be honest. That's just a guess, though.
Well, that's usually the way it is towards the end of the tournaments. I mean, they've gone through everything and they're just picking up whatever they can find.
Exactly.
We have 7 minutes left. 7 minutes 41 seconds. So maybe we get one more TC? I don't know. Twet trying to clear up all the OTF outside, getting them back in their base so they could focus on pushing in. But OTF is doing a dang good job about taking them on. Took out Animeshka.
Yep. Let me see Gluglu as well. Getting a 10 kill streak for Fast. So still going on outside the 13 and Fast bases. Which, seeing as this has slowed down, we'll go back and check on them before we go back over to Flossie. Because we do want to see a raid, get another TC on camera.
If I had to guess, Fast has gotten defense points. If I had to guess, again, they could be just massacring. They did jump up.
DFDF are back on Fast, so it's all calmed down outside 13, and it's all picked right back up again outside DFDF. And I think, this is going to decide our winners. Fast are in a 40-point lead near enough.
Yes, so this was DFDF's only move. So kudos to them. This is the only play they have, because even if they were to take a TC, they were still going to be PvP points like low if nobody else was raiding these guys. So for the next 6 minutes, this is going to be their focus. And they're going to pray they're not going to get raided, right? Because if they get raided, they're going to have to pull out of this and go home and defend just to even maintain second.
Oh, Jeremias, he's gone dangly.
You hate it when that happens, don't you?
Yep. Mid-event and you just get the dangles. Twat. Having a look around here. Don't know if they're going to skirt around and try and take on Party Hat, but...
We have Team Geek already inside.
One thing I will say that I'm going to critique, and maybe, you know, hindsight, maybe they didn't see. I think them coming and raiding the same side that 3 times now this thing has been open, I think that was the wrong call. I think flipping it and going to a side that wasn't so much would have been a better...
Oh.
What?
Trying to take
He's despawning.
Yeah. He's just throwing out the C4.
They don't want anything in their base for people to be able to raid them. They want this win. So they're despawning everything they can.
It's working as well, you know. Fast are in the mix with DFDF. I know Gluglu's gone down. Now I can hear big boom. Who's getting slapped up? That's not Flossie's base, so who's that then? Ooh! Flossie! Flossie going in hard on DFDF here.
This is worst case for DFDF. Now, DFDF, depending on their build, depending on their builder and how they're raiding, this guy could be communicating. I've been in raids with them. They can tell people, they'll be like, listen, the base will hold. Forget about the base. We got to go after this FASS. So it'll be interesting whether they actually pull out and come back or if they just let this thing ride and say, Flossie, if you get it, you get it.
Yeah.
I mean, they might get the raid points from the defense to win the event. Pulling out of the fast raid might actually work in their favor. It might stop fast getting points and it might allow DFDF to get points in turn and win. So
yeah,
it's not the stupidest idea to come back and defend, but
I don't think it's enough time though. I don't, because I think it's going to cap them at 10 due to the limited time amount in the raid left. But again, I could be very well wrong.
Yeah, but the PvP points they could possibly get from rebuffing them may give them a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. So far, it looks though that they haven't come back.
I saw TM Geek had tried to come back, so you may have been one of the designated guys to come.
Right. They only need a couple of these guys to take this team out. They know that.
Yeah.
They've got quite a few back, to be fair.
Oh, actually, there's a lot more. Yeah. So I'm completely wrong. Listen, I'm just here to look cute. You just don't know. It's... Yeah, look cute. So, I mean, they're cats. My job. Sorry.
That favourite player, 10-man BI sucks. He's got an AK and a torch. And he's dead.
And just like that.
So Flossie are repelled. Fescon and Voxy are still inside, but the control. Though to be fair, Rengoku Kyojiro is outside. There's more Flossie coming back in, so maybe it's not entirely done with, but...
There's still a lot of guns and weapons lying on the ground. Easy pickup for these guys. They need to pick that stuff up.
Well, Big Papi T got him with a big Papi slap. So last 2 minutes, just going to quick check. OTF are leaving their castle, coming back westwards for a bit of fighting. This was our one raid. Our other raid is DT. Sorry, is Fast's base. All they have to do is hold out for another 104 seconds, and Kaz is right for his winner.
These guys have been beating up on each other. I don't know if that was very good for either one of them.
You know what's going to happen now? OTF are going to land and take TC with like 20 seconds to go, aren't they?
Nothing surprises me in this game. Twet is trying to get in on this. We still have KFC, which have been great.
So KFC 13 Twet and DFDF all lurking around fast. Like, even if DFDF now go for the raid, they might not have enough points. They'll be short of points for the TC only. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's a murder.
And another Scrappy gone. But who's counting at this point, right? I didn't.
It's at least 3.
Oh, no, 6. But again, you know, you called this. You said fast from the very beginning. They've done this base. Like, kudos to this base. This base has been a tank for them today. It has taken so much of a beating, and still it stands. So, I mean, good for them.
13 is going to try to get up.
And there we have it. Oof, that was it's got to be a new record point score there. Congratulations to our winners. Team FAS, 789 points. 1 raid, 6 defenses. It's good predicting the winner. It's good predicting the winner. But that was, I think you said it.
Cheese. Oh my.
Listen to cheese. 534 kills. What the fuck is that?
That's a ton of PvP. 80 kills by Glue. It's good numbers for the entire team.
That is, so these guys are no strangers to Base Invaders. So I think every one of them in there, if I'm not mistaken, is a winner. You got one in there. I think that he's one of the top winners ever in this event. 25 winners. So this was a good built team, and you could see that base, that whoever their builder was, kudos to you. You did an amazing job. 6 raid defenses and all those rockets that thing ate. It was your day. This is a good raid.
Yep. And they chased after DF the entire time, and just, I guess, keep being able to push back all the people trying to get after them. It just helped them a lot.
Yeah, well, have a quick look at DFDF stats as well. 3 raids, 3 defenses, far more aggressive, but nowhere near the kills of FAS. You know, what we're talking, say about 40 odd less than them, fewer rather. Again, top score there, 83 kills. I'm not going to try to pronounce the Russian, but slapping around post, you have a nice score of 69. TM Geek 64, Elite 61. You know, all people we really know of, but you compare it to them, you know. Gluglu, Posidonos, Jomius, we've seen obviously a lot of times. Sicko Mode had a really good EU as well. Santa Mario, all slapping away. So really competitive top 2 there. Just obviously, you know, just couldn't quite finish it off at the end. Twat to twat, 2 raids, no defenses. Didn't get pushed on. Surprising.
Yeah, and I mentioned this earlier. Like, I'm sorry, Blas. We didn't really see them doing a lot raid-wise. Like, it was kind of mediocre. But you've seen them all over the map, and you've seen those PvP. Like, 412 kills is nothing to shake a stick at. Actually, and I want to say, and I could be wrong. Anyway, I won't say it because I probably am wrong. What were you going to say, Blas?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, yeah, I don't think we've really looked at their base any. Because there was never any action over there. I don't think people were focused on them.
Yeah, they were one of the 2 teams at the very south of the clusters that we had, and they just never got targeted because they were always out on the offensive picking another raid. And you know, when we had odd number of teams, and Katie was saying, you know, there's only a mathematical number of raids we can have. They were always the anomaly. They were always the leftover number that, you know, you can't pick on them. It's one or the other, and they were just free to do what they want. So, I mean, had they had some more raid defenses, you know, maybe someone limits them, or maybe they get raid defense points and jump up to closer to the top 2. But still, you know, 606 points, hell of a score. You know, and they survived the event. Fair play. Check out KFC Wings 533. No raids, no defenses. A shame, really, because you look at the kills. 516. It's a huge KDA there, slapping away Nikita particularly, but also Celestial. You know, they were really bullying kids, and just never quite got the raid off, which is unfortunate.
But they were always the counters, and like their ability to kill off another team that was trying after a raid, they just couldn't ever finish it.
Yeah, for sure. 5th place, 13, 7 raid defenses, negative KDA because they got bullied into next year, but just constant attacks on them. You know, people in chat were saying, you know, how much some of these teams got raid defenses like FAS and 13. mostly they were back and forth in each other, but you have to remember as well, 13 did get attacked by KFC Wings and by Twet, you know, and OTF, and probably Flossie knowing them. So it's yeah, it's just lots of attack on them. 6th place, we've got OTF, yeah, on 295. Again, no raids, but 3 defenses, just positive KDA. And again, you start to see the scores lowering down in terms of kill totals, explaining the fact of why they're down there on the board. And then finally, just pipped to the end by OTF. Flossie, no raids, 1 defense, negative KD. Big Pappy T top in the scoreboard on 35, but generally quite a low showing from them score-wise for the kills. 10-man VI Sucks only got 21 points. It's a shame.
Just saying. It's a shame.
Just saying. It's a shame.
Noting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So cheesy
The
became
toxicity.
shady. But
Basically.
listen, we got Ian on standby for after this event. You know, Kaz has waited so long, Blast. He wanted you and I to cast an event together. And he had to be here, but I don't know if he can handle this again. I don't know if he can take the abuse. I'm really not sure.
We may be too much for him.
Maybe
Just to make sure you can handle the event yourselves. You know, I know I can unleash you in future.
Kaz can't handle 2 women is what I just heard Blast said. But so again, if you want to play this, you sign up in the Discord. You can play this next week. You can come chill with us in Twitch and hang out and have all kinds of fun. I promise you, this is tons and tons of fun. Thank you so much for having me today, Kaz.
Yes,
Yeah,
thank you.
it's always a pleasure to have you both on. Less so when you roast me, but it's okay. We learn to love it.
You give it as good as you take it.
Exactly. Honestly, I love to meme and roast.
Okay, I'll shut.
If you want to check out any of our previous events and our monthly highlights in particular, you can check them out on youtube.com/c/Rustoria. So we've got all of our videos go up on there. All the VODs from the weekend's action go up in the middle of the week. And we have highlight videos for the previous months. We were a little bit late with July's just because our editor Ped, one of our casters, has gone on holiday, but that will be out hopefully next week once he's back. And again, you can see all the previous highlights though, July, June, going backwards, all the best bits over on that YouTube channel. Otherwise, do join us on the Base Invaders Discord. You'll have seen the command in chat. Sign up start on Wednesday. The team announcement, team sizes, you know, they're all given out then. So get involved in the Discord, join up on the Wednesday, find a team, make a team, whatever, and then you can get involved for next weekend's events. Thank you very much to you two, Blast and Kaylee, for joining me today for the cast. Thanks to me for the camera work. Yay. And thanks to Gigi for the production. So we have, you saw some EU production changes. They're coming in next week for both sessions. So we hope to see you then for that. Thanks for watching.
Bye.